What's up, everybody? Welcome to Loadbearing Dad, the podcast for people holding it together when nobody's watching. The dads, the moms, the grandparents, the parents' parents, the great-grandparents, the vets, the grinders, the ones carrying the weight at work and at home and everywhere in between. I'm your host, Tim Duran, Air Force vet, IT guy, full-time dad, casual gamer, and a man who refuses to put it down. If you found this show, you're probably a load bearer. And you're exactly where you need to be. So let's get into it. So I want to ask you something today. Have you ever had a hard day doing the thing you actually choose and love to do? Not a job you hate, not a situation you're stuck in, but the thing you wanted. This is your choice. It's the thing you worked for, and it still just kicked your teeth in. You ever had that? The thing you love to do very much so, and it's beating you down. Not letting you up to breathe. Because nobody talks about that part, right? The ones that don't like their job constantly talk about how I hate this job. But the ones who love their job, they don't ever talk about it. They're like, man, I love this job so much. This is the best job in the world. This is what I've always wanted to do. But we never talk about, man, this job just beat the crap out of me. Like, we got sold this idea, right? We got sold that if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. What a bunch of crap, right? And I'm calling that out today. Because that's not how it works. Because loving something doesn't exempt you from the hard days. Sometimes the hardest days are the ones doing the exact thing you love. So, again, what is it that you love to do that, at some days are hard? And you got to remind yourself that, hey, this is what I signed up to do. This is what you love. Is it though? But yeah, I'll go first. Let me share my story. I love my job generally. Someday I'll be an IT manager, but right now I'm a senior system admin. I basically run the infrastructure side of where I'm at. And I also run networks across multiple sites. I've got a team of 2 right now, looking for a third. And I chose this path. Nobody put me here. But there's some days I'm juggling 3 fires at once. Like, my phone doesn't stop. I'm deep in a migration that wants to break every single time I look at it. And by 5 o'clock, I've got nothing left in the tank. And here's the thing that used to mess with my head. I'd feel guilty about being drained. Like, I'd be like, you love this, Tim. You don't get to be tired. But that's garbage. Because caring about something doesn't make it lighter, right? If anything, it makes it heavier. Because I actually give a damn about my job and getting it right. And the dream is real, but the hard days are also real. Both things are true. Bringing back this day in military history. I don't remember if I've had it in my previous podcast. It's been a little bit. But I'm trying to get on this as many times as I can during the week, right? Trying to let AI help with the majority of it. So they're helping fill the script and I help fill it in. Like the ideas of the script. Because that was the one thing I thought was a chore, was that I just read from a script, and you probably could tell I read from a script. But a lot of the stuff that comes up with this really good stuff. But I think really gets me engaged is my own thoughts going at 100 miles an hour. So, but we got this day in military history, right? So today is June 2nd. And on this day in 1944, Allied forces launched what they called shuttle bombing. Now, this is a strategy where American bombers took off from bases in Italy, flew deep into Nazi Germany, dropping their payload. And instead of turning around and flying all the way back, they kept going east and landed in the Soviet Union. Then they'd refuel, reload, and hit more targets on the way home. Think about what that took. There was no safety net. No friendly airbase waiting for them if something went wrong over Germany. They were committed to the run. They don't get to turn around. You carry the load across the entire mission, or you don't make it back. That's the gap between the dream and the day right there. The mission looked great on the map. The execution was terrifying, but they flew it anyway. Now that's freaking load bearing right there. Oof. I mean, I know we just got done with Memorial Day, so appreciate all those that gave something for us to have everything, right? So let's go into some real talk. Here's what I think is actually happening on those hard days. You know, when you're doing the work that doesn't matter to you, a bad day is just a bad day. You clock out and you leave it there. But when you care, when it's your thing, your craft, your mission, a bad day follows you home. I had this the other day. Literally just yesterday, actually, I had this. It sits in the passenger seat right there. It's still there when you're trying to decompress, and that weight, that's not a sign you chose wrong. That's a sign you're all in. So, the gap between the dream and the day is where most people quit. I think the hard day means the dream wasn't real. It was real. The day was just hard. Those are two different things. And when I say I wouldn't say it was a bad day, but it was definitely a hard day. Like, yesterday was rough because I basically had a server that the vendors were on, but then the actual work from our guys internally was on a different server. And then all of a sudden we could reach this server and blah and all this. And in the end, like on my way home, right before I left is when it was like all peace and quiet. And then all of a sudden, you know, I get the message from the boss saying, hey, it looks like we're all good. Just keep the other two servers up or shut down, but keep them in case anything comes awry. So, I mean, it's good that I solved it, but, you know, it was all the way home. Like, it was all there sitting with me. I didn't get to decompress with it until I finally saw the, hey, I think we're all good. And then that's when I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because it took up my day. And I honestly don't, it was something I changed 9 months ago. And, like, I don't know, I follow orders when I'm told to do something. And so I just don't feel like it was on my shoulders, you know? So, you know, that's the hard day, right? I don't have many of those. Like, I don't think I've had one in a few years now like that, but, you know, lesson learned, right? So, but I have a boss that really looks out for me, and, you know, he and I worked together through the whole solution. So, we got it up and running, and we were able to go decompress. He has a hot tub, and I don't, so he probably has an easier time to decompress, but whatever. So, let's move on. This is your salute to the Loadbearers. I'm not leaving that out because here we go. I want to take a second and salute the Loadbearers, the people out there doing exactly this. They're carrying something that matters to them on a day that's trying to take them out. The ones who showed up anyway, the ones who went home, maybe sat in the quiet for a minute, and then go back up tomorrow. You're not struggling because you chose wrong. You're struggling because you care. That makes you a load bearer. That's the whole darn thing. This one's for you. So, not going to keep it too long anymore. Kind of keep it sweet, short. If you want to hear more, I may do that, but probably for a little bit, I'm going to keep it around 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I might add a little bit more. I don't know. But we'll see, you know. Just, I would love ideas. If you're listening to this podcast and you're new or you're not new or you've been listening to it a while, I know I've asked individuals for some ideas on what they think, but I would really love to hear from somebody I don't know and that, you know, actually cares. I want to hear from the one that hates me. No, I'm just kidding. I really enjoyed this podcast. I just wish I had more time in the day and wasn't so tired. But you got anything, you let me know. You can email me at loadberrydad@gmail.com. That's a yawn right now. No, it's not the low T. This is just called catching up from my sleep over the weekend. Because I don't feel exhausted. I feel tired because I kind of made some choices over the weekend to stay up till like 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. both nights. And now I'm paying for it. Oh, am I ever too. But yes, loadbearingdad@gmail.com. Feel free to message me there. I'll get my email Gmail going again in case you do. Or you can comment on any of the social medias that I got. I got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So, anyways, that's a wrap, load bearers. I want you to take this with you. The load doesn't care how tired you are. But here's what I want. Here's what I know about you. You show up anyways. Every single time. That's not weakness, carrying weight. That's strength being built. So, go be the beam. Strong, firm beam. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm Tim Duran. This is Load Bearing Dad, and I'll see you on the next one. The load is yours. Own it.